Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching. As you guys know, I spent 11 and a half years in the Marine Corps, and I was a staff sergeant, staff sergeant of Marines, which is pretty cool. I still hold my ID card that says I'm a staff sergeant. But anyways, I get a lot of questions, and I try to answer you, or I try to tell you about everything based on my experience. Once you talk to different Marines will tell you different things based on what they did. So you got to keep that in mind. But one of the questions that I've been getting, or I got lately, is the fat Marine. What about if you're fat versus actually being muscular? So you got a dude that is pretty stocky, pretty big, and is that going to be an issue? So I'm going to tell you right now that it is going to be an issue. It is. I don't care who tells you what your recruiter tells you. It is going to be an issue. Unless you are a bodybuilder, I'm talking like so freaking lean that is unbelievable. It is going to be an issue. And here's the reality. And I don't agree with this, by the way. I met excellent Marines that were just excellent. No doubt about it. That were so big that if you ever find yourself in a fight with those guys, they will probably kill you with their hands. I mean, straight up. If you ever go to combat, those are the guys that you want with you. But the Marine Corps doesn't like that. What the Marine Corps likes is skinny guys that are in shape, that are lean, and they can move fast. Because let's face it, big guys move slower. Typically, obviously there's some guys out there, and I met some great Marines that were pretty fast, but typically bigger guys are a little bit slower than the skinny guy. So the Marine Corps is highly discriminate the fat guys. I got to tell you, if you're fat, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're fat, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to hate your life. They're going to make your life hell. You will not get promoted. You will not go to school. You will not do anything. And if you ever got into some type of program like BCP, body composition program, you can look up the Marine Corps order and just Google it. It's going to affect your entire career. Legitimate, you will get on the BCP for being overweight. And 5 years later, when you come to promotion for staff sergeant, that will affect you, and you probably could get passed over, meaning that you probably may not be promoted to the next rank based on the fact that years ago you didn't meet weight standards. I gotta tell you guys, Marines don't deal with that. I mean, it's just crazy. And in a way, I totally get it as well, because Marines are going to countries like Iraq and Afghanistan to fight. And if you're not in shape, you're going to be a liability. If you cannot keep up in a firefight, you're going to be a liability. You're not going to make it. People are shooting at you. You need to return fire, and you need to move fast. And you need to walk for miles, and you need to run, and you need to do things, and you have to be in shape. I mean, there's a reason why after so many years, a lot of guys have physical injuries like back surgery like me and a bunch of stuff, because it's pretty intense. But the question is more related to, guys that are pretty muscular. And I got to tell you, this is the issue that you're going to face. And this video may be a little bit longer, but I'm trying to tell you how it is. This is the issue you're going to face. The military has a system that if you don't make your weight assigned by your height, you have to go into a tape. They have to get a tape, and they're going to measure your waist, and they're going to do your neck. Now, what they do from there is that they take that neck and they subtract it by your waistline. And they come out with this number. You got to keep track of this, guys. This number is going to equal to a body fat percentage. So now, according to your age, and I can't remember exactly the numbers, according to the age that you have, you will be allowed in a specific body fat percentage. So again, if you are 22 years old, you're going to have this. If you are 32 years old, you're going to have this percentage. And typically, between your age, if you get a little bit older, maybe 1% more or something like that. The problem comes here to the following. It's not accurate at all. Everyone knows that. For years and years, they've been talking about it. It is not accurate. Because what happened is that if a person doesn't like you, if a person wants to mess with you, if a person is not doing his job, believe it or not, you're going to face some people in the Marine Corps that could screw you over pretty hard. He could get that tape around your waist and again, a little bit of slack or something, and it could give you a reading that is not accurate. And I got to tell you guys, I've been there. You know, one guy tapes you at this percentage, and another guy tapes you 4 or 5% more. And you tell to yourself, how can I be 19% here? And with this guy, 20 minutes later, I'm 24%. And I'm just making up these numbers. But the reality is that it's not accurate. The reality is that it depends on the person that is taping you and all that stuff. So now you're going to say, well, you know, if you got a little bit of belly, I got to tell you guys, you're going to have issues. So the problem here is, this is why I don't recommend it. If you don't make your weight and something happen when you don't make your tape, again, you're going to find yourself in the BCP, Body Fat Composition Program, which will ruin your career. I don't care what your people say around there. I mean, in order for you to recover from that, it takes years and years and years. So a pound could destroy your career. Now, there is another system out there called the MAP, M-A-P, Military Appearance Program, which means that if you make your tape, again, you make your tape, but you still look big, they may pull you into that program, which again could ruin your career as well. So the problem with the MAP is that it technically is based on opinions. So if I'm a first sergeant in the Marine Corps and I decide I don't like big guys, but you made your tape, but I decided I don't like big guys, and I've been there, I know exactly what I'm saying. This is based on my experience. What's going to happen is that you may find yourself in that program, even though another first sergeant wouldn't put you in that. Again, the commanding officer will have to sign on that. I mean, they don't. It's a process. Research the order and read it. And again, it may ruin your entire career. So my advice to people was the following: make your weight. I was 73 inches. My max weight was 208. And some of you guys were going to say, well, what about if you have a good physical fitness? You know, I mean, I scored my last physical fitness test was at 273 out of 300. At 29, 30 years old, that was pretty good. I ran 3 miles maybe on 20 minutes something. I did 19 pull-ups out of 20, 100 crunches. It was really good. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good score. But that has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with your appearance. Again, I saw guys that were really very good in shape, and they still had issues because they didn't met the tape for whatever reason. So again, guys, my advice is going to be simple. If you're looking to join the service, the Marines, I can tell you about the other guys, and you are overweight, you truly need to go to your weight standards. And if you're a pretty stocky guy, I would tell you to consider your definition of stocky, because unless you're really lean, I'm talking very, very lean, the chances of you not passing that tape is extremely high, and you may have some issues. And a lot of guys, you know, join boot camp. I did myself. I lost 47 pounds in boot camp. 47 pounds in boot camp. But the reality is that once you hit the fleet, once you go to your job, you have a lot of chances to gain that weight back. So you got to be extremely careful. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. If you got questions, as always, put them below. I try to answer as many questions as I can. Obviously, sometimes I can't because there's a lot. But let me know what you think. If you like this type of videos, click like, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and God is in control.